Welcome to the Wonder Channel. So, today I'm going to talk about a slightly different theme. It's a story about a woman named Kuchisake Onna from Japan, who was possessed by a demon after she died. This is a real devil story. So when there are so many problems in the world, you may wonder why this is a devil story. But there is a lot going on inside this story. That's what I'll say at the end of the video. So who is this Kuchisake Onna? How did she become a ghost? What is she doing now? Going to talk a little bit about. Well, let's go to the video. Okay, before I talk about who this Kuchisake Onna woman is, let me talk about what happened to her recently. Although this is actually a 100-year-old history, it recently came to light that she was coming from a ghost in a certain area of Japan. A lot of people tell one story after another. I will say first that this may be a rumor. But as I read the related articles, I realized that it contains a lot of real things. So, if someone goes out alone on the road at night, they say that someone will kill them and cut off the other two mouths close to the ears. So while investigating about the Kuchisake Onna, it was discovered that she had an affairs with peoples. So something like this has happened in Japan recently. And that's why I thought I'd talk about this topic. This is because casual relationships are commonplace in the world, but they are rare in Japan. Today there are some reports that there are between 0.3% and 40% of casual relationships in the whole world. But this varies with the cultures of the countries. And it has been proved that such relationships exist in the world today. So it is said that there are very few such things in this area, but if there is an illicit affair with someone in this area, it is said that the person will be killed by cutting off both sides of the mouth at night. So let me tell you about the history of a woman named Kuchisake Onna. She was said to be the most beautiful woman in Japan at the time. And a lot of guys have gone after her saying they want to marry her. Suggested. But at that time beautiful women were married only to war heroes or warriors. So there was a talented warrior at that time, but he was not so handsome. Somehow this woman has married this warrior. This woman has always had in mind that I am beautiful. Every morning she would get up and ask her husband, "Am I beautiful?" The husband says, "Yes, you are beautiful." This is really something that was on her mind. Over time, the husband has a little doubt that she is more beautiful than me, and that she will stay with me for the rest of her life. Meanwhile, the Japanese government issues an announcement that a big war is about to begin, and that all war heroes should unite. So he has to leave his wife and go to war. If you go to war, you will not be able to return home for many years. So he leaves his wife and goes to war. So he conquers a war-torn province and stays in control of it for many years. He will not return home. In fact, he forgot his wife and lived with a woman in the area. Somehow he forgot about his wife, Kuchisake Onna. After a long time, he has to come back to his village for work. So when he gets here he meets an old friend, and when he meets and talks he says there is a beautiful woman in this area who is really a prostitute. And you go meet her too. That friend doesn't really know that prostitute is a woman called Kuchisake Onna. That his wife. So this guy tells him about that woman's beauty and takes him to meet that woman. After a while he remembers that this is the area where he used to live. Isn't this the road to my previous home? So he went and his friend stopped in front of the house where he used to be. Then he remembered that this was my home, where my wife and I were. So he breaks down the door and goes inside. Even so, Kuchisake Onna is still with another man, so he gets very angry and asks her, "How you can behave like this with other men while I am there?" So Kuchisake Onna says, "You went to war and you became a warlord, You stopped there, you didn't look after me, now you live there with another family, so I have no source of income to live on. That's why I engage in prostitution like this. So then this Kuchisake Onna's husband gets angry. Doing things like this because you are beautiful. He takes a pair of scissors and cuts her mouth until it reaches both ears, and he leaves. Somehow she goes to a nearby hospital and comes home with stitches to the cut. So after that her beauty is lost. After that no one came near her. She loses her way of life. Then she commits suicide by hanging herself. Then the interesting part of the story begins. It was then that she became a demon. So after that she went and killed her husband in the same way. At that time he had told her. Not only me but a lot of men in this world are like this, that a lot of people have casual relationships. So people who have casual relationships like that have been dying for a long time until recently. Many men have fallen dead on the road like this. When inquiries were made into the deaths, it was found that they had an illicit affair. So this is a 1,000-year-old history, but until recently these things happened in Japan. This is really the soul of Kuchisake Onna, or is it someone else's murderer by his name? Or does a serial killer do this? Comment on what you think of this case in the comment box. I'll bring good videos like this up front. So subscribe to my channel and press the bell too. Good day. Bye.